All right, guys, welcome back to the Raider D podcast, your number one source for daily Raiders news, rumors, reports, anything to do with the Raiders. We're going to have it right here on the daily for you. So make sure that you are hitting that subscribe button and the like button so that we can spread more Raiders news out there to the world and convert more people to the Raider Nation. Let's get into today's video. We're talking about the offensive coordinator position and a guy that I haven't even spoke about yet, but he is really heating up in the run and could very well end up being the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders in the 2025 NFL season. But first, I do just want to thank today's sponsor of the video, and that is Vtoman, the solar company that is creating solar generators, jump starters, as well as solar panels, and they are absolutely fantastic. We are powering the house right now with their solar panels and their system, so please go and check them out. They're going to be the link down in the description. Fantastic company. Really enjoy working with them. And the fact that they are helping us to have electricity out here in the cabin in the middle of nowhere proves that their system actually works and it is worth the money. So go and check them out in the link below. Thank you, Vtoman, for sponsoring this video. Guys, I want to talk about the offensive coordinator guy that is in the running right now. He is currently the quarterback's coach for the Miami Dolphins. He has helped Tua really elevate his career and create an elite passing game down there. But he is more than just a quarterback's coach. We are speaking about Daryl Bevell, a guy who has history with Pete Carroll because he was the offensive coordinator of the Seattle Seahawks when they absolutely blew out the Denver Broncos in 2013 in the Super Bowl and helped them also get back to another Super Bowl as well. Daryl Bevell has 15 years of experience coaching in the NFL. He's been an interim head coach for the Detroit Lions. He has been an interim head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has been the offensive coordinator of, obviously, the Seattle Seahawks, the Minnesota Vikings, as well as Detroit. He has a lot of experience and a lot of accomplishments. The biggest one, obviously, having a Super Bowl ring. But what a lot of people don't talk about is he made Russell Wilson look like a superstar, and we all know that Russell Wilson is an average quarterback at best. He has made Tua look like a superstar, and we know that Tua is a star quarterback, but I wouldn't go so far to say that he is a superstar. He's certainly not a Peyton Manning, a Tom Brady, a Lamar Jackson, anything like that. He is a better than average, but he makes him look like a superstar. And he made Marshawn Lynch, helped Marshawn Lynch to have the best year of his career, record-breaking career, but also Adrian Peterson with the Vikings. He was the offensive coordinator there, and Adrian Peterson just broke all kind of records under his helm as well. So Daryl Bevell, the connection to Pete Carroll, and a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator mind, a guy who is known for creating elite rushing offenses, but also elite passing offenses, which he has really helped to do down there in Miami. So one thing that we know, and why I think that Daryl Bevell has probably the best shot to become the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, is this. It's not just his connection to Pete Carroll, but it is the fact that he creates elite rushing offenses. And this is something that Pete Carroll talked about in his first press conference and has made other statements since his initial press conference after becoming the head coach of the Raiders, which is protecting the quarterback. You have to have an elite rushing offense, right? If you can run the ball effectively, that's going to help your quarterback, whoever it is, to really feel comfortable and shine. And so we know that there are other names like David Shaw in the mix. Bo Hardegree has interviewed with the Raiders for the position. But none of them, because David Shaw had a lot of success in Stanford, never won a championship, got close, but was, no cigar. But he doesn't have a lot of experience in the NFL. Bo Hardegree does not have experience as an offensive coordinator in the NFL other than his short term as an interim offensive coordinator when McDaniels was fired. So out of these candidates for offensive coordinator, Daryl Bevell has 15 years of coaching in the NFL. He has Super Bowl rings, and he has made players look like superstars when some of those players were not. Obviously, Marshawn Lynch, superstar. Adrian Peterson, superstar. But Russell Wilson, not so much. Tua, he's above average. But this guy has really helped players to progress and get the best out of them, and he has the credibility of being a Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator, and that is why I believe that right now, from what is being talked about, Daryl Bevell probably has the best shot of becoming the offensive coordinator for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm kind of pumped about it. I'm kind of pumped because what we need is champions. What we need is people who have done it. They have been at the highest level of success in the NFL. Pete Carroll, head coach, done it. Our John Spytek, our new GM, won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Obviously he was the assistant GM. He wasn't the GM down there in Tampa Bay, but he's been there. He knows what success looks like. He knows what a successful team that is built for a Super Bowl looks like. Defensive coordinator, Patrick Graham, hasn't done it yet, but I like the fact that we hired Patrick Graham back just to keep that continuity. And I love the fact that we were able to retain Robbie Leonard, who is an up-and-coming defensive coach, and we just re-signed him as the defensive line coach. So we're not going to lose Robbie Leonard, which is fantastic. The defensive side of the ball is going to have continuity. You add Pete Carroll's defensive mind head coach and what he's going to implement into that, we have nothing but success. So if you bring a guy like Daryl Bevell, who has done it at the highest level for over 15 years in the NFL, you're going to have success, barring a whole bunch of crazy injuries, which could happen like happened last year. But it's not an experiment anymore, guys. And this is what I'm most excited about. With Antonio Pierce, I was excited. And I think that he deserved the job. And I called for him to get the job because if we didn't get Harbaugh. Now, I was saying that if Harbaugh comes, hey, I'm with it 100%. But if Harbaugh goes to LA, which is what he ended up doing, or if he would have stayed in Michigan, then I think Antonio Pierce was a good choice because the team rallied around him. They played their butts off for him and they loved him. But with Antonio Pierce, it was an experiment. Can you take a guy who's a linebackers coach with no head coaching experience in the NFL or even in college and make him a head coach in the NFL and create a winning organization? Well, we've seen the results of that. And it wasn't all Antonio Pierce's fault, but Antonio Pierce did make a ton of mistakes that could have been avoided from a more experienced coach. And now we have that with Pete Carroll. And I think if Daryl Bevell comes in, who he has a very good relationship with, won a Super Bowl with, and trusts to run this offense, the Raiders should have success. Drop your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about this. Would you like to see David Shaw? Would you like to see Bo Hardegree back? Or would you like to see Daryl Bevell, Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator, who has a connection with Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll understands his offense and knows what he's getting when Daryl Bevell comes in? Would you like to see that instead? Drop your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll respond to as many as I can. Let's go, Raiders!